fighting over inherited property and dealing with siblings. That's our topic today. Stay tuned and we'll get started right away. Hi, I'm Kes Stadler, Associate Broker with Atlanta Communities and Certified Probate Real Estate Specialist and Advisor. And today we're going to talk about what to do when you have one or more family members that inherit a piece of property and have a dispute on how to divide the proceeds. If you are new here, welcome to our channel. We try to give you informative information to help you make decisions that need to be made when loved ones passed away regarding probate, executorship, and administrative duties, and we can help you through the whole process. So let me give you some guidance and some details on how to handle the sibling issues that will come up with inherited property. Okay, so you can imagine, what do I do if one or more siblings have inherited the property and there's a dispute on how to divide it up? This is where your probate attorney gets involved, and this is where we can help you through the process once you get the probate issues taken care of. There are a variety of ways that this issue can be resolved. First and most importantly, you need to figure out, how is the property owned? Is it free and clear? Is there a mortgage on it? Are there liens? These are all questions that need to be asked and answered before you can really move into all the details. Okay, another question is, has a designated beneficiary been assigned, an executor, and has the property gone through probate? Obviously, it needs to be done, and that's where the attorneys can get involved and help you. Okay, another question to ask is there a will, and does the will stipulate how the property should be divided? Not too long ago, I was dealing with a property in Marietta, Georgia, where the inheritance had come down where 50% from the will belonged to the daughter and 50% went to the fiance of the dad who had passed away. As you can tell, they did not have a meeting of the minds, and this got really tricky. But they were able to get it resolved, and I'll give you some examples on how we made it work. What had happened is the fiance had a new will drafted that gave her 50%, and the daughter, who lived out of state, just wanted to sell the property, where the fiance wanted to maybe keep it and fix it up and live in the property. Obviously, two different thoughts there, so something had to be resolved, and that's where probate and the attorneys got involved, and that's where we can help you through the process as certified probate real estate specialists. Okay, one of the big problems was the decedent's property had some deferred maintenance, and this happens quite frequently. When someone gets older, they don't have the time, the funds, or may not mentally understand they need to maintain the property. So obviously, you need to get it fixed up, or you need to find an investor that might be able to buy it strictly as is, and then divide the proceeds as probate or the will dictates. Okay, in this case, I was just mentioning to you what wound up happening was the fiance was able to secure a mortgage for the property, and she basically bought out the daughter for her 50% of the property, and luckily they were able to get that resolved without having to take it to court, because it can get messy, it can get tricky if two or more parties don't have a meeting of the minds. That's why usually the judge will say, let's do some mediation, let's see if we can get this resolved before we get attorneys involved and a court involved, because then it gets very expensive and can take a long time. Meanwhile, the property's sitting there, it's not getting any better, the deferred maintenance is getting worse, and it's going to cost more money in the long run to get it fixed up. Okay, now if there's not a will, that's when it gets really tricky. Ideally, you want the siblings, or the fiance and daughter in this case, to try to come together and work it out. But in the will, if nothing is stipulated, or like I said, there isn't a will, then the court has to step in and take care of or help mediate the situation. Okay, they can, and the court sometimes does, offer what we call a probate referee, and just like it sounds, they help to rectify the situation. Any chance you get to stay out of litigation, that's the way to go. It just saves everyone money, and it speeds up the process. One of the first steps, obviously, if you decide that you're going to sell the home, is to get a neutral party to give you an idea of value. That's where someone like myself or someone on my team here in Metro Atlanta can come and give you what we call a competitive market analysis, which is our professional opinion as real estate brokers on the value. Sometimes the judge may recommend that a third-party appraisal be done, and that is also, it's a neutral appraisal, and it gives you an idea of the value. And then if there is a mortgage on the property from the decedent, then you can determine how much equity is in the property, and that helps you divide the assets once the home is sold. Okay, so theoretically, you get all this resolved, and let's say the home is worth $400,000. Each party should get 50%, so $200,000, but of course that is after all the fees are paid. That might include real estate commissions, taxes, any repairs that need to be made to the property, and also any legal fees or any debts that need to be settled as part of the estate. So the $200,000 per beneficiary might be $100,000, but that's where we can help, and that's where an attorney will get involved and smooth the process out. So hopefully everyone comes away feeling like they got a fair shake on the deal. That's always important. You don't want anyone to feel like they got taken advantage of or run over, but you also don't want anyone to come in and strong arm the situation. Siblings sometimes can get in a big fight and don't even speak. In some cases, I've had to have siblings sit in separate rooms. At one closing, we had two siblings couldn't get along in an inheritance like this. We put them in different rooms, and the attorney and I just went back and forth and took care of the deal, made it happen, and at the end, they made up and it all worked out. That was a happy ending, but it doesn't always work that way. Another option that could be used is what we call a partition. That's not very desirable, but it is an option for siblings or something where there's a dispute in the inheritance and the amounts. But that is court ordered, and anytime you get involved with the courts, obviously it's a longer process and it does require more money. So a partition is an option. That's something we can talk about. Feel free to send me a message or something like that, and I'll give you more details on it. But there are other ways to make this happen. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful. This was just a broad view of how to handle siblings' inheritance issues, and obviously that is a big problem, but it doesn't have to be. So hopefully we gave you some good information. Be sure to like my channel, subscribe, and if you have any questions, put a comment below or send me a private message or call me. I always give out my cell phone number, even though I have a team. I have 25 years experience, but you can call me directly. So feel free to reach out anytime. I am known as the singing realtor here in Metro Atlanta, but I am a real estate probate specialist and an advisor, and I can help you through the process. There's a lot that goes into it. You would be surprised how much hand-holding that needs to be done. And sometimes we are the referees as real estate brokers, but I can help you through that process. So like, subscribe, take a look at the next video, and let me know if there's a question you have or a video you want me to cover. I'll be happy to get that up and loaded here right away. Take care and have a great day.